here so I can see stuff better. Perfect. We are just going to be, well, first we have to finish these lines. We're about a quarter of the way through, and then we're going to make a painting. Oh, did I schedule it or did I? No, I didn't. I think it's just a little bit behind. That's okay. Now I can see what you guys are seeing, and that works for me. We are going to be making a pixel painting. I find these to be simple and laid back. We are drawing our lines for a pixel painting currently. Welcome in BH, welcome in April, Aki, Wade, Rita, hello, hello. We are doing a pixel painting, but first we have to draw the lines. So that's what we're working on. I think it's a 40 by 40. Thank you, Wade, that's very nice. And if any of you have seen anything from the Twilight movies or any of the memes, you would be familiar with the stank face meme of Edward covering his face in the lab when Bella comes in. And he's like, oh girl, you stank. That's the photo we're making. And I'm making it for my bathroom. So I think it'll be really funny to have people sit down on the toilet and see Edward looking at them and judging them for stinking. So that is what we are making today. So stick around. But first we must draw the lines. We are almost halfway done with the lines, and then we will get into mixing colors. So that is the plan, lads and ladies. I think I need to, ooh, that was a little curvy of a line. We're gonna redo that one. Where did I put my eraser? It's over here. You're a crazy girl? That's funny though, thank you. I'll take it. I saw it, I think someone made a TikTok of them walking into like their cousin's bathroom, and this is the painting that they had on the wall, and I was like, yeah, I need to make that immediately. And now it's been on my craft table for like months because, well, I have to draw a 40 by 40 grid first in order to paint it, you know, so of course naturally that's gonna take a while. But yeah, doing these is pretty relaxing. I think when you said that, It is. It's so simple, it's so stupid, but it's so relaxing. So that's kind of the idea here today, except for the part where I drew a curvy line. But we're just gonna ignore that, and we're gonna keep cooking, because if we stop and analyze, this thing will never get done, ever. And I don't want it to sit on my table for another few months. So that's the plan. My goodness, I don't want to get stuff all over. La 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 la. You subscribed and you subbed. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think, oh, before I do this line and scuff it again, let's sharpen the freaking pencil, because we know that's half the problem. If anyone else also likes art, please tell me what your most recent art project is. Because this is mine, and you're gonna see. Hi Mark, how's it going? Ooh, okay. Gotta remember to just pull it down in the center instead of trying to readjust all the sides each time, because it makes it take twice as long. Just pull it down, girl. Girl, just pull the ruler down, please, begging. Are you an artist in school, or is it just something you do as a hobby? So I went to school for marketing, and I'm not currently in school. I already did school. So you could say that I went to school for graphic design. I didn't technically go to school for graphic design, but it's one of the topics that I studied. So kind of. Right now, I guess you would just say it's a hobby. I'd say that is probably the more accurate description. Please don't scuff this line. Okay, we got one more on this side, and we're gonna turn it and do the other side. I see there's another question. What are you doing? Saw you on my For You page. We are drawing a pixel painting. We got half the lines. Here's what we're doing so far. And then we're gonna draw the next half this way. Oh Jesus, not here. Yeah, sorry you stumbled upon the Atheist live stream. But thank you. Appreciate you. God. My fingers are already covered in lead, but that's fine. That's fine. That's what the sink is for. Okay, I need to turn this, because this is not... Ooh, sorry, that was probably loud. Okay, so we're going to turn this. Now we're going to do the other ones. I think we're going to start from the top. That might be easier. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. So maybe that's even. Maybe it's not. But if it's not, we don't get to redo it, because we already have the lines going the other way. So we don't really get to go back. So I hope this is correct. Boy, I hope so. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So it's a bit of both. Sometimes I enjoy making videos for YouTube, but sometimes I think the live stuff is just way more manageable, because you just get to sign off afterwards. And I like that. Do you do art as well, BH? Let's see. Okay, that was pretty good for our first line. Can only kind of... Oh, it's off the screen. That was our first line down there. Don't forget to like the stream so that we can find more friends. Maybe I'll move this down a little bit so that you can see it more, maybe. Oh, no, let's just wait till I get to the further ones. Not sure how to quite frame it. Okay. Alright, we're doing good. We're keeping the lines even. That's what we like to see. Oh, what else? Yeah, I pretty much just studied marketing, social media specifically. But, you know, YouTube takes a while to build up an audience and such. I'm not sure how many people I have right now, but even just the amount that I have right now was a lot of work, so I can't imagine how much more work it would be to be one of the larger creators on the platform. I'm sure they're putting in a lot of hours. Wow, these squares are actually kind of small. Okay, I'll show you this. Okay, so we're like 8 lines deep. Look at those. I think my pinky is bigger. Oh man. This is gonna take forever. Alright, so line it up and drag it down. Instead of adjusting both the corners, we can do this. Okay, even on both sides, question mark, hopefully. I don't know how y'all do the marketing. You're brave for doing it live though. Thank you. It's I mean, I probably should have also studied psychology because you can't really market unless you understand people. And that's the part that I find fascinating is people. Yeah, I mean, if I could, it looks good so far. Thank you. I think, yeah, I think patience with just like learning what people enjoy, and then like content creation is also just like about the time it takes to like make something, and then you have to be okay with it like not performing or like not being what you envisioned, because you have to learn how to do it. And I think that's the thing that slows people down the most when they're like, I want to be a content creator. It's like, well, it takes a long time, and also you're probably not going to be very good at it at first. Not everyone can be an Emma Chamberlain. Some people nail it on the first try, like she did, but most people, it takes a few years to wrap your head around what's happening, and by the time 3 years passes, you figure out that the platform has changed, and then you're overwhelmed and you're kind of back at square one. So that's where the patience comes in. Okay, we are halfway done. Just have a few more and then we can start mixing the paint. It did get a little bit crooked at some point, but you know, once the paint is on, you're not going to be able to tell because you're going to be drawing new lines over anyway. It's kind of like a suggestion. So we're just going to keep going. Ah boy, I think it's time to sharpen the pencil again. Wow, yes, I know, very philosophical. Oh, just kidding, that's not what you were referring to. Thank you. Yeah, lots of tiny lines. Trying not to have mascara face when I do this. That would be kind of funny. I look back in the live, I'm just like, the whole time. Like, girl, get out of here. I just realized that I have the, well, I guess I don't need it. I have my iPad next to me so I can read the comments better, but it's also on my phone and I can see it just fine. I'm realizing that I have to bring up the colors. That's okay, I can just change it. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I think right now I have mostly mental health related videos on my channel, but I do kind of want to diversify and show more of my personality instead of just like things I've learned. Because I do love sharing things that I've learned, but the problem with making content about things that you've learned is that you always have to be like learning more and more, or just like reaching into knowledge you've already developed, and at a certain point you like run out of things to like pull from because you can't learn at the pace that you're producing the content, if that makes any sense. So I think if I want to keep making stuff, I have to change the kind of content so that it's like a more sustainable kind, if that makes any sense. Because I'm not gonna like, I don't plan to like hire a team or anything like a lot of big creators do. I'm just gonna keep making the content myself, and then maybe someday I can afford an editor just so I don't have to spend 30 to 40 hours like editing the video every week. That would be kind of the plan. But I'm not gonna hire people just to like teach me stuff so that I can teach you guys stuff, if that makes any sense. So I think, oh, I scuffed that line so bad. Oh man, I'm almost done. Not to worry, we will fix it. Okay, we can fix this. I'm just gonna line it back up to where I moved with the ruler. Alright, we got it, gamers. You're very relaxing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, we got one more line on the bottom and then we're done drawing lines, so we can actually pull out the paint. Cool. It was the most crooked line of the whole thing, but we're not gonna let that slow us down. It curves at the end, but we don't care. That is our grid. And now we're going to pull up our painting that we are copying. And then we will indeed copy it. Okay, where did I gotta blow my nose again. Gotta find my painting. Hopefully you can't hear the neighbors. And if you can, I apologize. I think I just screenshotted it. Dun, dun, dun. Does make sense. Good. I'm glad. I've had the same song stuck in my head the entire day. You would think listening to the song would get it out of your head, but today it had the opposite effect, which I was not. I mean, I can't complain, it's a good song, but you know, at a certain point it gets a little old. Dang girl, where is the painting that I... Oh, did I find it? Oh, I found it. I found it. Why did it zoom in like that? Stop it. Okay. Yes, thank you, Carver. Like the stream so we can find more friends. Take a sip of tea quick. Yippee. Okay, so this is what we are making. Doesn't look very zoom or pixelated from, okay, there you can see the pixels. So we're gonna hang this. Is it British or Australian? You know, it depends on the day. If it goes to the back of my throat, it's Australian. If I manage to keep my head in the game, then it's British. Does that make sense? Like, I don't get to choose. I just make a noise. There we go. I feel like I'm sniffling a lot. Alright. I need a paint palette. That would be right over here. My drawer. No. There we go. That should be fine. Still got half. I don't know. I'll ask your voicemail. Girl, don't get me started. I pranked my mod earlier today, and they are not pleased with me. I think that should be more than enough room for mixing paint. Most of the painting is like a green or a blue, so I'm thinking, what was that word? I'm thinking we start with green, because if we mix green, then we can mix it into a darker blue with a green base. Thoughts? I think that's the move. So I'm gonna grab my green. Green and white for sure. Maybe also black. Okay. Black and white. There's my green. Maybe the yellow also. It's too late at night to have thoughts. I would agree. Fully agree. And then I'll grab the blue just in case. I don't think we'll need the red at all, because we're not going to do the brown right now. Okay. Looks good to me. You guys can't see it, but I have them all right here. Alright, we're going to start with the green. I almost want, well, no. I was gonna see if maybe I should start with like one of my pre-mix paints, but the problem with starting with the pre-mix paints is that you immediately kind of ruin the pre-mix aspect when you add a different color, and that can just make it more confusing. So we're just gonna start with plain green, and see how that goes. I'm gonna move this over a little bit so you can maybe see my palette and see what I'm working with. Yeah, okay, I like that. All right, make sure it's all mixed, and we're gonna give it a chance. I did not, oh wait, just kidding. I do have paper towels. All right, green. We're going for like a dark foresty green, maybe a lighter one. Probably the lighter green. We're gonna start with the lighter green colors and see what we end up making, because most of them are like a greenish blue. But I try to mix the colors so that I make one color that I just keep changing the color of, if that makes any sense. So like I'm gonna start with a light green, and we're gonna work into the dark green. And then once we're done with the shades of green, then we're going to turn it into a bluish green. So then we don't have to make more than one color. We're just kind of messing with one color the whole time. Okay, since it is a smaller square, I don't want to grab too tiny of a brush. I don't want to be miserable either. gonna compromise. We're gonna try this brush. It doesn't want to focus, but it's like flat at the end. So we're gonna try that. Should I use a brush to mix? No, I'll use this. I'll use this boy. Too late at night to be having thoughts, indeed. Dun dun dun. Alright, so it looks like a pale green. I think it could use a little bit of yellow tone, but we will see how it dries. Because sometimes it's just a little bit different when it dries, and sometimes you like it, sometimes you don't. I have a paper towel so we can swatch it before we paint with it. Move this out of the way. Alright, first swatch. That's our color. I'm not sure. I'll hold it up to I mean, it's kind of right, but it's just missing that undertone. So we're gonna add a little bit of something to it. Actually, I mean, we were gonna do blue, but I think now that I look at the colors a little bit more, let's add a little bit of, we're gonna do yellow, now let's try blue. Just a little bit, not too much. Alright, I'm just gonna grab it like that. I don't want, yeah. Leave that there. Introduce our blue. Don't want that in the way. Okay, so I am liking that color better. Now we just have to try it on the paper towel. Okay, that's our second color, this one. I like that better. I think I just want to add a tiny bit more blue, and then we will be ready to lay down some squares. The good thing about the painting that I chose to do is it's a lot of similar colors, and the background doesn't have to be like the most dynamic, at least for this part, so I don't have to worry about placement too terribly much. Too terribly much? Are those even words? I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, give it a swatch again. Alright, be this one. I think we have our winner, guys. I'm just gonna clean off our stick here. They are words? Fantastic. I'll take 14 of them. Alright, so with this color, I think we can do a good amount. So I'm just gonna go for it. Just gonna grab a little bit. Ooh, my paintbrush is stiff. Loosen up, girl. Alright. So I'm gonna start in the top corner. Do I wanna? No, we're just gonna bring this up a little bit. What am I missing? Nothing. Alright, first square's going down. And because it's on the edge, do I want to paint the edge? No. I think this time, since it's so tall, I'm just gonna finish. When I do finish all the squares, I'm just gonna paint it either black or brown, like it has a frame, but with paint. Okay, so those are our first two. Now we're gonna let them dry. till we do a second coat, and in the meantime we're gonna paint another set, probably right next door. I'm trying to bring up my sleeve, but this is the paint hoodie. We're getting paint on the hoodie. It's okay, or at least when we do, it will be. Okay, can't even see. There we go. Trying not to paint ridges so that it dries faster. Perfect. That works for me. All right, perfect. Don't want to just keep doing, well, I guess it doesn't matter what order I go in, because I was gonna try to plan out a way to do it so that it's not super repetitive, but I think if I skip around, then I'm gonna end up just getting paint everywhere. So I'm gonna stick to the top row, kind of do this row by row situation, and then just kind of keep moving down. So the first row is almost entirely green, but it's just alternating shades of green. So I think no matter what we kind of throw down on this first row, it'll kind of just work out. So we're not gonna stress about it too much because it doesn't truly matter. So this first row, I'm not even gonna worry about it. Just make sure it dries evenly, and that is pretty much all that I am worried about. I was thinking about making some singing videos earlier because my voice kind of changes when I'm sick, and I think it'd be interesting, but I also don't want to damage my voice. So, yeah. Oh, hi, Salty. I also forgot about games. What day is it? Is it Wednesday? Hold on. Oh my god, it is. That's wild. Yeah, I forgot about him too. I put it on my calendar, I promise, but your girl is sick, as you can hear. We are sick partners. Let's go. I was gonna go live over on TikTok, but I am not verified over there, which should surprise nobody because I hardly ever use my TikTok. I pretty much post and ghost over there. So yeah, we will have to find another evening when we are not sick so we can finish that game. I was actually going to... I kept thinking of something to say to you, but every time I... like, unrelated to today, and I just kept thinking of a joke, and now it's gone, and that's very sad. I had a joke. Dang conversations in your head that just leave you. Oh, I have way too much paint on my brush right now to be smoothing out that edge. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I was gonna like record singing videos and I was like, maybe that's actually like a bad idea. I don't know. I don't know that much about singing enough to like decide whether. Don't get paint on the hoodie. Oh, don't worry. This is the paint hoodie. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, this is pink because it got dyed pink. I took off the laces so you can't see that those also got fully dyed pink. Hold on. There has to be more. This is the paint hoodie. Okay, she's not an endangered species like the man on the hoodie. Okay, I don't. Anyways, there used to be more somewhere. I think I just forgot where because I haven't worn it in a while. But yeah, there's no. I wear the hoodie so that I don't get paint on my arms, which I hate more. So that's the vibe we're working with right now. Yeah. Do you also like to drink tea when you are sick? Because that has been my clutch all day. I actually tried working out today and yesterday, like, just as an experiment. And I slept. Okay, so the first night, when I was getting sick 2 nights ago, I did not sleep more than half of the night. Like, I was awake at like 2 a.m., right? Yesterday, I went for a little bit of a brisk walk. I think I walked 3/4 of a mile, right? I slept up until my alarm. Basically got up an hour before my alarm, maybe. That, like, if even. So I'm hoping, even though I only did a half a mile earlier, that tonight I will also sleep a lot. I don't know. It doesn't feel the best to work out when you're sick, but the sleep, I have solved that issue. The whole like waking up with sinus problems, I overrode it completely with the exhaustion sleep. Okay, I think I'm on to something. I think I'm on to something. I don't know. I recommend it. Try it. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. You never drink tea? Do you also never drink coffee? What do you drink? Water? What's the situation? Because I love tea. Okay? I used to work at a tea store because I loved tea that much. Like, we have a tea problem here in this house. Good stuff. You've probably told me that before, too. Oh, well. Brains. They can only hold so much information at one time. Okay, paint on the brush. Focus. Concentrate. Okay, so around the center, it's like a lighter green. So we're just going to skip the center and we're going to go over here. I'm not going to bring the color all the way down because we're going to finish it with a solid border. Oh, my nose is running. Boo. But yeah, I totally recommend the workout while you're sick combo because I slept so hard last night. 10 out of 10. Do recommend. I think this part just takes me so long because I stop and think too much. Like, girl, it's not precise. You're not Picasso. You are just making a troll meme painting for your bathroom. Like, it's not that serious. Oh, I overdrew that one. That's okay. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, wait. Was I gonna make it 2? No, we're just gonna make it 2. That's okay. That works out better. I like that better. Oh, this is what we're rocking so far, guys. Hey, bet it's a chill stream for a reason. This shit gonna take forever, dude. Forever, but in a good way. I don't want to rush through it. That isn't any fun. Because the whole reason I make these is because it's enjoyable. And if I rush through it, then there's no fun to be had in that. At least with painting. In my opinion. Okay. Focus. Focus, focus, focus. I'm gonna do 2 more. Trying to do a single layer so I couldn't make them not see-through. Okay, nailed it. Go back over these ones. I don't know why I'm craving sushi right now. It's kind of weird. It's very interesting, I know. What else we got going on? I mean, it's a Wednesday. Hey, at least I know what day it is now. It's been like, when you're sick, there is like, time kind of ceases to exist. Just a little. It's a weird headspace to be in. Okay, I think that should do it for already dry squares. I'll do a few more random ones, and then I think this row will be complete. Do the 5th one in to kind of round it out. And then we'll skip one and do another one. And that'll do it for this row until we change colors. Okay, word. I want to go back over these ones. Perfect. This is our first row of green, complete for now, until we mix a different color. And now we're gonna add to our second row. Whoops. Okay. Nope, that's out of frame. There we go. lately I've been trying to get myself to focus on just one book that I'm reading, but I seem to be hopping between different novels depending on how I'm feeling. And I'm okay with that. I think it's just a little bit confusing sometimes. Oops, didn't mean to do that. It is kind of funny because the books that I gravitate towards, they're all kind of in the same genre. So it's almost like I'm reading the same book, just with a different telling. I think that's fascinating. Okay, I think those probably good for those two. Trying to figure out. So the center is kind of where his head starts, like it's kind of his head right here. So I want to leave those ones out, but I still want to use this color for a good amount. So I'm going to do this one. Don't want to overdo it with this color. Okay. I like where it's going so far. And I think we'll do, how far is that one? 5, 10, 15, 13. So we don't want to do any from 14 to 20. Okay, so 15, or sorry, 5, 10, 15. What did I say? 5, 10, from 13? Or did it mean 18? Frustrating. Okay, so the center 5 essentially is what we're leaving out. The center 6. So this would be the center 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I know where we're at now. Trying not to paint over sections that we're gonna use later with a different color, but even if we do, it's not a big deal because it's just acrylic paint. It's not like we're using something irreversible. We can quite literally just paint over our mistakes, which is why I like this craft so much. Okay, then we're gonna skip a few. Perfect. And we would also do these two again. Okay, and that will complete our second row. So we got so far with that green color. Make sure it's in frame. Okay. Perfect. All right, third row. Basically just have a section of 1 and 4, and that's it. So just gotta find out where the 1 and 4 go. That would be 5, 9, maybe the 10th square. 10 would be right there. And then we'll still have to paint over and make those second layer ones from the second row. But the third row is just a few squares. It's pretty simple. Okay, so 1 and then 4, and they have 2 between them. So 2 over, we'll do 4. There we go. All right, what else do we have for the third row? I think that does it for the third row, honestly. Okay, and then we'll look and see if any of them need a little bit of a touch-up. I think this one does. Try to smooth it out a little bit. I don't want them to have too much texture, but sometimes you can't really do anything about that. Just kind of gotta let it be. I got too much paint on my brush. There we go. There we go. Okay. And that would be 3 rows of green completed. Still got a bit of a runny nose. Okay, that should do it. Dun, dun, dun. All right, moving on to 4th row here. Some paint on this brush. Alrighty. we go 1, 2, 3. First one is 5, 8 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Be right there. Make sure it's in frame. And then the second one would be 5 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then the third one, 2, that would be 5 from the right, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be right here, but down 1. Cool. All right, that'll do it for the 4th row. For the 5th row, got 1, 2. Excuse me, we got 3 more again, but in different places. So that would be the 7th over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It would be right there. Then 1 more over. And that would be our 5th row. Now we're going to move on to the 6th row. Let's see what we got. Fro light green. Got quite a few more. A 3, a 3, a 1. Okay, we have 7 to paint for the 6th row here. Some paint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's set a 3, 2 in. Make sure you guys can see it. There we go. That would be 3, 2 in. Then we need another 3. And that's just 1 over. Oops. Perfect. We're gonna do 2 over, we're gonna do 1 more square, and then this row, yep, and then this row will be complete. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the 7th row. Just making sure, yep, we're all done with that one. 4, 5, 6, 7. Got a few more. That one will be right here. Alright, and then we also need to do 1 more 1 over. Get a little bit more paint. Sweet, and then we're gonna double check. Need 1 more 3 over. That would be right there. Alrighty, and you guys can double check my work to see any ones that need, oops, need any second coats. They're looking okay to me so far. Just maybe a corner or 2. Oops. See what we got for our 8th row. Excuse me. Or did we finish the 7th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got hiccups. Did 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yep, that will do it for the 7th row. And the 8th. We just need 1 on the spot we've already started. And then we need 2 on the other side. 4 in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. Alright, and that'll complete the 8th row. Now, let's see. Do 2, 4 in for the 9th row. And 2. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Then 1 more on the other side. 5 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be right here. That'll complete our 9th row of green. That's what we got so far. See what we've got for our 10th row. 5, 10. One. Just have 1 for our 10th row. And that one is, that would be 3 in. Oh, I did 2 in. I'll just draw a second one. Sweet. That'll complete the 10th row. 5, 10, 11. Alright, then we got 4. 2 in. Four. We'll do 2 more. Those over, 1 over. fine. Now we're getting to the part where it's a lot easier to just kind of freehand where they're gonna go, because the green section is getting smaller. So now we just kind of get to decide where things land. And that's good. Just gonna do one more in this corner. Then double check, we might need some over on the right side. And then all we basically need is a section of 2 and 3, and then I think this color will be finished actually, and that would be, let's see, a little bit further down. So this would be there. So it would kind of be in this region. See, it's 9. No, yeah, 9 over and 16 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 16. It's 9 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that would be right there. Need a little bit more paint. There we go. And we're just finishing up this color. And then we get to make a new one. Perfect. And then double check to see if we don't need this color anymore. Looks like we have another one, 3 over, in the same color, just a single square. It's way too much paint. There we go. Okay. Okay, and then we just have a few miscellaneous ones down along this side with this color, and then that'll be it. That one would be 6 down, 1 over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 over this one. Perfect. And then we just have one in the corner right there. Okay, and then I think that will wrap it up for this color. Give you guys a look at what we've got so far. I think we're definitely gonna go over a couple for a second layer, but otherwise we're sitting pretty good. Get my runny nose again quick. Alright, let's get those second layers. Okay. I am quite satisfied with the color that we have laid down so far. And I think that it looks good. And because it has been nearly an hour and a half, we're gonna wrap the stream for tonight. But we will pick this up at some point in the near future. Once I start these, I like to do them quite a bit. So I'm sure if you stick around and subscribe, we will be doing more live streams in the future. Almost got all of that. And I appreciate everyone who has hung out throughout the course of the live stream. We will be doing more, so don't you worry. I believe there is a bell icon so that if you don't want to miss the streams, you'll get notified. So I recommend doing that. I think we've almost got all the green out of our brush. So close. Okay, I have to call that close enough. And for those of you who weren't there at the start, this is what we're making. It's gonna be a fun thing to hang up in my bathroom as a joke. So thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in the next one.